Hi Rob, I'm so glad you could join me today to talk about Abbott's orientation meetings for customers.
Hi Paula, I'm happy to be here.
It sounds like these meetings are a key feature of our AllinIQ always-on service plans, an important way for our ambassadors to continue differentiating Abbott from our competitors.
You're right, they're very important. The chance for us to meet like this with customers really is something different in the industry. If you've ever bought something with high value, maybe a new computer, smartphone, or even a car or a house, a great seller won't just give you that item and let you figure it out yourself. Instead, you'd get details and a thorough preview of all the great things your new purchase can do. The great sellers give you an excellent experience that reinforces you have made the right decision. In a way, it gets you even more excited. Our AllinIQ always-on orientation meetings can do the same.
This sounds like some really positive reinforcement, making our customers feel even better about working with us.
You're exactly right. They give our lab partners a great first impression of the Abbott team, their ambassador and field service engineer, who will stay with them for ongoing support after the test of record process. It's a level of comfort that we are truly there to support them and ensure they're able to bring measurably better healthcare performance for their institution. These meetings are also a proven method for our ambassadors to demonstrate the excellent Abbott experience our customers can expect throughout the life of their service contract. They're a great way to build customer loyalty and make for a strong relationship going forward.
Can you tell me more about that?
Well, these meetings can help level set the customer experience. As the teams from acquisitions and installation and implementation bring a new customer into the Abbott family, that customer will transition to their ambassador and field service engineer going forward.
And that's where the orientation meetings come in.
Yes, orientation meetings are the ideal setting for this transition from acquisitions and test of record to ambassador and ongoing service. It's like the transition that often happens within labs themselves, from purchasing and negotiation phases to lab technicians and day-to-day operations. Because of that, several of the laboratorians our ambassadors will meet with in an orientation meeting may not have been involved in the purchase process. All they know is they have a new installation from Abbott. They might not know about the AllinIQ always-on predictive technology and the proactive service that comes with their always-on contract.
That's a really great point.
Yes, these meetings give us a chance to help our new customers, from the lab director to the key operator, understand the always-on service contract, how they can contact us for help, what they can expect from us, and what we will need from them along the way. It's all the things that will help to strengthen the relationship from that point on.
So it sounds like more than just a nice thing to do for them. There are some real business benefits too.
Definitely. In an orientation meeting, we talk about our always-on philosophy. It's a way for us to elevate the customer experience and drive better outcomes for our customers and ourselves. It's all about communication, setting expectations, and helping the customer get the most out of their always-on service contract and their Abbott experience.
So how can ambassadors get started?
There's an easy-to-use user guide and customer welcome kit they can download from Pulse. The user guide explains everything they'll need, and it will help ambassadors and the entire Abbott customer team understand the flexible and customizable parts of the customer welcome kit. Once everything's in place, the ambassador, along with the customer's full always-on team, should present the welcome kit along with a paper copy of their customer's always-on service contract at the orientation meeting.
That's great. So can you take us through all this?
I'd be happy to. Our welcome kit user guide has everything an ambassador will need, as well as detailed help for customizing it all. There are 5 main parts. There's a welcome letter template, an orientation meeting PowerPoint template, a quick information sheet to give customers phone numbers and other contact details. There's also a template for customizable instrument labels and ideas for helping a lab celebrate their Go Live event.
I'd like to hear about all of that. Let's start with the welcome letter.
Sure. This is a formal written communication for new Abbott customers that introduces their extended Abbott team and provides helpful welcome information. The template for this letter is in the Pulse library. Ambassadors should download it and fill in the appropriate fields. Things like the name of the hospital or lab and the type of testing. They should also add their own name, contact information, and even a photo if they like. There's some optional parts as well. For instance, once future AllinIQ always-on business reviews are scheduled, ambassadors can also add that schedule to the letter.
That's great. So if I'm in a lab, that tells me that Abbott's going to be with me for the long term.
That's exactly right. And there's more. There's an optional section to give the lab information explaining Net Promoter Score inquiries that they may receive over the course of their contract. Ambassadors can also add information about placing orders with Abbott Diagnostics and, if they've been scheduled, information on training sessions and travel details.
It sounds quite comprehensive. So what's next?
Because this process is focused on strengthening the personal relationship between the laboratory and Abbott, we are asking ambassadors to print the welcome letter in color and present it in person at the orientation meeting. The letter can really be the first part of a Welcome to Abbott event produced by the ambassadors to generate excitement and celebrate in addition to a lab. An ambassador won't just hand over the letter, but would review it with their customer to ensure understanding. They'll also talk through the different pieces of the welcome kit. Things like the always-on service contract, their successful test of record report, and the other customized materials that we're giving them.
It sounds like a point-by-point discussion that reinforces the support we offer.
That's the goal. We want the customer to know how they can use all of this and answer any questions that they have.
It really seems like the welcome letter is an important beginning to the overall orientation meeting concept.
You're right, it really is. The letter gives the ambassador an opportunity to demonstrate our commitment to our customers through a personal two-way conversation. It helps the customer feel good about themselves, their purchase, and us. And it lets our ambassadors address any questions that come up early on. It helps set the tone for our customers' experience and will be the benchmark that we set for ourselves, giving customers the clear message that we're there for them with personal, helpful, and proactive support. It's how we start building that trusted relationship.
So the welcome letter is a great start. What other tools can ambassadors use at this meeting?
There's a fully branded PowerPoint template that ambassadors can use if they'd like to give a formal presentation. Ambassadors are free to delete and edit slides. The ambassador will want to work with the customer's acquisition team, plus I&I, and the service team to think about what should be covered in this presentation, and then develop the right slides for that specific customer.
It sounds like there's a lot of flexibility with this kit. Ambassadors can really give customers a personalized experience.
Absolutely. The entire orientation meeting process and welcome kit package was designed with advice from ambassadors and customer experience teams. It's intended to be very customizable for the needs of different ambassadors and customers.
And you mentioned ambassadors should work with their acquisitions plus I&I and service colleagues. Could you tell me more about that?
Because the orientation meeting should be scheduled near the time of the test of record, the customer will be fully transitioning at this point from acquisitions and I&I toward their ambassador and service professional. This is why it's important for the ambassador to work with all involved, the Abbott teams from before the deal was closed, and the teams who will work with the customer going forward.
Okay, that's good to know. Are there other customizable parts in the welcome kit?
Many. Another customizable piece is the quick information sheet. It may sound simple, and many Abbott teams around the world already do something similar for customers, but this quick information sheet is incredibly helpful for our customers. It puts all the critical information customers need in one place: serial numbers, instrument names, the customer account number, and Abbott contact information, so a customer can easily talk with us when they need. Before the meeting, ambassadors should fill in all the fields and include the key people who will be the main contacts for the customer. These could be their ambassador, of course, but also the customer support line, their account manager, their order entry contact, etc.
That's a nice personal touch.
Even better, ambassadors should try to include photos of the Abbott contacts if they're available. But be sure to get a signed photo release for everyone and store them in A4 on that customer's opportunity file for future reference. The quick information sheet should also be printed in color.
How nice it will be for the customer to get a printed copy, even before they even need to call us.
It's a simple but powerful way for us to be proactive. And it's something customers can display in a key common area of their lab. The ambassador can take a moment to show customers what's on the sheet. That way, they'll know that if there's ever any question about their instrument, they have everything needed to reach the right people fast.
That's great. It sounds like something any of our customers, new or old, could benefit from. Would you suggest ambassadors fill it out and give it to existing customers too?
Definitely. It's a great reason to check in with an existing customer and have the same proactive conversation.
Earlier, I think you mentioned a customizable instrument label. What's that?
The label is a great tool to help labs identify instruments when they call for service or with questions. A lot of times, labs will even name their instruments, but our technical support center or others at Abbott may not know what that special name is. These labels help connect the special names with the instrument serial number so that lab technicians can give us the correct information about the correct instruments. Ambassadors should talk with customers to see if they have a unique name for their new instrument or any Abbott instruments in the lab. If they do name the instrument, put that special name on the label. Then fill in the template with the serial number, customer account number, technical support phone number, and order entry phone number. Print that completed template on label paper or insert it into a vinyl pocket and give it to the customer so they can attach it to the instrument cover.
That sounds like a really convenient idea for customers and Abbott. So what else is there?
The last piece of the kit offers suggestions for a go-live celebration.
A celebration? That sounds pretty special.
The go-live date really is an important day for the lab. Celebrating it can help our customers feel proud they chose Abbott.
I like that. So what are these celebrations like?
If you're an ambassador, you have many choices. There's promotional material like red ribbon and large bows. Some Abbott teams have also used giant scissors for symbolic ribbon cutting. Other items like opening day stickers and markers can help decorate lab coats. If local regulations allow, the local team can create a hanging poster or a roll-up banner that can be left at the site.
There are rules about items like that though, right?
Yes, ambassadors should work with their local marketing contacts as well as local legal and regulatory teams to see what materials and processes are permitted. If they want to use a customer's logo, ambassadors should get the customer's permission. And our local Abbott-approved design agencies can help make sure the materials comply with approved brand standards. If the lab is an automation customer, ambassadors may even request a design for a 3D CAD poster of the new lab layout from the local workflow design services team. That's something that can be printed locally and mounted on a board for the lab.
It sounds fun, but I bet it doesn't happen by accident.
No. In fact, ambassadors should order materials at least 4 weeks before the go-live date to ensure adequate production time. And again, they need to check with their local marketing, legal, and regulatory contacts to see what materials and processes are permitted.
Wow, isn't that a lot for ambassadors to remember?
It can seem like a lot, but remember the user guide includes easy-to-follow advice for using each part of the Wkom kit. We've also created an orientation meeting checklist so ambassadors can ensure everything is accounted for. Once they download the checklist, ambassadors can manage their own to-do list to be certain they have everything and everyone in place for the orientation meeting.
So does that checklist include more information than what we've discussed today?
It does. There are checks for things like customer purchase order and more. That helps both our internal teams and the customer's office teams ensure easy business functions going forward.
Okay, that sounds really helpful too. So when should ambassadors start using these items?
Everything is available right now. In fact, the orientation meeting concept was piloted at the launch of Always On and proven to make a positive impact for our customers. Anytime a new customer is joining the Abbott family, their ambassador should go to Pulse, review the material, download the templates, and start customizing the necessary items. In fact, ambassadors should read the materials and start familiarizing themselves now, so that when their acquisitions team brings in the next new customer, they'll be ready to make that customer's kickoff impactful and memorable.
So what should ambassadors do once they've completed an orientation meeting?
Simply scan the completed orientation meeting checklist and attach it to that customer's information in A-Force. For future reference, ambassadors can also add any notes or action items that came out of the meeting and add that to A-Force too.
This really sounds like a convenient package that will make a positive impact for our customers. Thank you for sharing this valuable information.
It was my pleasure. I'm very excited about how these orientation meetings will continue differentiating Abbott, demonstrating our proactive philosophy and improving customer loyalty.
Thank you, Rob.
And thank you.